Hello everyone, welcome back to Elderbrain's channel. We're on the Calhaze Sea playing Torrents of the Spellhoarder with April, Joe, John and Tommy. Please introduce your characters and let's get sailing.
Alright, hello, I'm April. I am playing Mayra Deepscar of the Azure Abyss. She is a Triton and a Paladin, Oath of the Open Sea, which now we're sailing, so
You're open. At home.
We're open seeing.
You're at Oath. You're open seeing.
All kinds of open seeing. Hi, my name is Joe. I'm playing Rax, the Worm Slayer Ranger. And he just found out that, we just saw Mayra bring somebody back to life. So that's a real point of interest.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. I'm John, and I'll be playing, as usual, Ko, the Echo Knight, who is, for sure, if there's a Flame Drake, there has to be an Ice Drake and an Acid Drake out there. And hopefully we get them too.
And a Bronze Drake.
And a Bronze Drake. Well, you can't have any of the good dragons.
The best Drake.
The best Drake. Like Romalars, the young bronze dragon. Ranger, soon to be deep sea stalker, as we stalk the deep sea.
Hopefully.
Yeah. By the way, bronze dragons, my favorite dragons. I think I've said this a million times. I got so excited when I found out you were making a bronze dragon. I was like, oh yes, let's go. I love them so much.
Great. All right, so you're on the open sea. You're on the Flame Drake, this dragon ship of Sunterosian make. It is sailing on its own with its oars and sails, wide stretched. Its oars actually retracted at the moment, but as you know, Mayra is using the rod of the unseen crew to summon a host of unseen servants who do the menial tasks of operating the ship, while she, when needed, maneuvers and controls it from the main deck, or I'm sorry, the front. Well, the sailing hasn't started yet. The proper sailing. The island of Kiraku is still behind you. You can see its eastern end with the mountainous rocky side and the jungle surrounding it, cradling it, and you see you have companions in the ship, because you have, let's start with 2 spell slaves who are locked up in the hold, in the secure hold actually. You gave them food and you told them that you need to decide about their faith. They would like to get home to Sunteros, or even they would be okay with going to the Silent Pearls to, well, really not hiding. They're not hiding their intentions of meeting their Aboleth masters, the Syndicate of the Syndicate of the Mind Masters, who they never met before, but they have received powers from, and who their masters serve directly, whom their masters serve directly, which is, of course, I'm talking about Lord Beremophismos. So yeah, they are locked up there. They are wounded. They are tired. They are exhausted. They are not really in a fighty mood. They rather survive. The other guest you have on the ship, or the other person on the ship, is the freshly revived, actually risen from the dead, a deep sea elven knight of Arvenshi, from the city of Arvenshi, but not living there. Instead, being one of the only organizations that could survive, or a group of fighters who could escape the wrath of Morgar and his absolute overtake of the domain of the deep sea elves. So these knights have fled, and they try to, and this is probably well known from legends, by Mara. So they are protecting the city from outside. They are trying to give them food, weapon, whatever they can, and they're always probably logically seeking a way to liberate their kin and to end the reign of Morgar. Well, he sits. Actually, he stands by the railing on the side of the ship and watches the sea, and he is partly in a very shocked philosophical mood, being just risen from the dead, and that means a lot. He's very thankful to Mara, and he's also, as you have talked a couple of sentences to him earlier, you can see that he's very devoted to his cause, very loyal to his people, and very, very, I would say, even agitated by your presence, so that you might be able to help, especially after
Excited or agitated?
I'm sorry. That's my English. Excited that you have met and survived Morgar, and he's excited that maybe your help, your heroes from a distant land, maybe you could help somehow to save his people. So he's immediately offering for you to go to Starhaven, their enormous giant starfish fortress where they hide, and to meet his master, Dorentil Balental, High Trident, First Trident, Dorentil Balental, the leader of the Knights of Arashi. So he's standing there watching the sea. Told you these few sentences, and what do you guys do?
So Rax is walking or standing there with next to Mayra and Co and everybody, and does say, we had talked about, can you help me understand a little more about the goddess of nature? I feel like that's something that I'm supposed to be a little more aligned with. I do reach out with prayers and things like that, and they get answered and stuff happens. But I don't give a lot of thanks. I don't tithe. I don't do. I don't always pick up my camp the way maybe I should when I'm done. I'm not a leave no trace sort of guy. I just feel like I could do things a bit better. You're quite a proper representation of all that stuff. And also you brought this fella back to life, which is neat. And can you teach me how to do that?
So, no. Answer the simple question first. The ability granted through prayers and becomes the divine magic that I channel as a result of my goddess's wishes. That is by her grace. Right. So to teach, it is not like the wizards who open books and study and then can replicate various effects through magic. Our arcane magics are very different. The divine is a reflection of the will of the gods and our commitment to exercise that will here in this world to hopefully do good.
It was good.
Yeah.
So what I can share with you is my knowledge and understanding of my goddess, the divine nature, if you will, is perceived and worshipped in different ways by different people.
Maybe, just maybe, a good jumping off point would be just sort of tell me like what she likes and don't like. You know, like sort of like we do this, don't do this, and you know, how to gain more favor and all that. Something's answering my prayers when I reach out for them and say, you know, impose my will upon the world. Things happen. So maybe, you know, I'll take after you a bit, and whatever I can do to appease the goddess more, maybe one day she'll grant me the ability to bring the dead back to life. Eh?
I think the most important teaching that I could give you in regards to divining the will of the divine is it begins with your conversation with the divine.
I guess I'm asking for a shortcut. Is there a shortcut, like, you know, like a quick, like a horse path that goes sort of just kind of around all that?
Not around it, but there is a shortcut that starts your relationship, which would be perhaps you say hello.
Right. I'll do it. I'll do it.
And you
Thanks
are
so
in
much.
you're in the perfect surroundings to hear her response.
Well, there's no nature out here, is there? It's just water. It's just water and all that. And fish. Oh, no, I see what you mean. Right. I get it. I get it.
So, I am no priestess, but I am always willing to talk.
I mean, you're kind of a priestess, right? You did the bit. You brought the dead back to life. You talk about the goddess and all that. What's the difference?
In terms of the respect and honor and worship of the goddess, yes, there are similarities. The difference is in how we choose to move through the world and how we feel we can best serve the goddess in this world.
Right.
So with my oath and the measures I take. Oh, did you see what I did there? The oath and the measure. Sorry. Anyway, sorry. Little deep cut there for D&D. Alrighty. But how I choose to serve and my presence and actions is very different from how a priestess may approach it.
Right. It's sort of like they've got an official job. You've got an official job. You both do very similar things, but you're not officially doing that work. Sort of like I ride horses, right? But I'm not a jockey. I know how to fix a horseshoe, but I'm not a farrier, right? I know how to drink at a tavern, but I'm not a tavern owner, right? No, I get it. I get it. That's how you're not a priest, the same way I'm not a jockey.
Well, we can start there.
I think we've found some common ground, and I'm excited about this. It's a new leaf. See what I did? Nature reference. I'm off on a good path already.
Nature.
You got books I can read? Or have read to me? Don't really like reading.
No, unfortunately I don't.
Right. Well, when you do your prayers and whatnot, I'll just sit nearby and listen, if that's all right.
Make sure you don't fall asleep.
I'm going to do my best.
Right.
Right. Well, I'm going to go commune with the sea a bit. See what happens.
The ship is drifting nicely. Actually, there's no route to it yet, or have you? Are you
Yeah,
sitting?
well, I think the intent was we had set a course in the general direction of the Silent Pearls. So now that we had the maps and that we found
Okay,
that.
let's see the maps. Let's see the map of the Calais Sea. You guys are here.
Mm.
Maybe I changed the color. I don't know where to change the color. Whatever. So purple, that's me. This is the Flame Drake, and the Silent Pearls are here northwest. Starhaven is here, and this place called the Syndicate, like this marking, the Syndicate of the Mind Masters, is very near here. Also, there are a few other things here which are of note. Very near the Abysmal Rift, which hides the city of Arvenshi, and some other stuff you can read on the map.
So I think
Caves of unavoidable fate.
yeah. So I think Mayra would, and I'm not going to mark on the map because I'm afraid I'll move it around. Mayra would propose to the group that we basically skirt. What is that? The Rockhorn Isles. That we stay close to that. So the main intent is we probably want to stay away from the Abysmal Rift, but we're gonna come around the Rockhorn Isles and head southwest just a smidge, and then turn north to start heading to the Silent Pearls. And we are, well, now that we have Ayalish. Did I say his name right? Ayalish, the Knight of Arvenshi. We know that we're heading to the northern tip of the Upper Necklace. And I think he gave us some more precise directions of this is where you're heading to in the Silent Pearls in order to meet up with the First Trident and the rest of the Knights. So
I will show you the way, holy Paladin of the Seas. I am not much of a help in navigation for you, but once we arrive to the Silent Pearls, I can show you a more exact, like point of reference, because Starhaven is a giant starfish that crawls slowly on the seabed and covers itself in the mud of the seabed to hide from
do you want
eyes.
me to try to draw on the map to show a route?
I think I understand. I will show you what I gather.
Okay.
So you go north and then this way and then here, right?
Right. And yeah, and with the main, like I said, kind of trying to ride the line between the islands and but not getting close to the Abyssal Rift. We want to.
Well, you're coming from the south.
Yeah.
All right. So you get into position. It's been a while since you navigated the ship, and you have a map. You don't have the navigation tools, or do you have navigation tools?
I do.
You do. So you take these. What are the names for these in English? There are such nice names for them. Like obviously a compass and this and that.
Astrolabe.
An astrolabe, yeah. And the map, and you roll a navigation check, which, according to the rules, is a
Survival.
no.
Oh?
Such a long book. Oh, it's a wisdom check against a DC 15 with an advantage because and you can add your proficiency bonus with the navigator's tools, you can actually, we need to roll for weather. So first of all, please, let's see the weather, and we will check that every day. So please roll a d20 and let me know. I can do so. You want me to do that?
No, I got it.
Do like a nice weather roll.
17.
Oof.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. So yeah, you
Everybody
see
dies.
to the north, it's a gray sky with clouds and probably very strong wind. So that's where you're heading now. It's gonna get to you in a couple of hours. So now that you look around and try to put yourself in, put the ship into position, you realize very soon it's gonna be a storm brewing over the ship. So I would like to just take a leap, and of course this is going to be hours and even a day's journey. Just let's sum it up, and then we can talk and discuss everything you want, of course, retroactively. It's just that strong winds ahead for today. First, you need to make this check for the navigation, which again is DC 15 because you're on open sea, but you can add your proficiency bonus to your wisdom score, wisdom modifier, because you have the navigation tools, and you can roll this with an advantage because you have the map at hand.
A 19.
19. That's
Yeah.
easy peasy. So for with the 19, you actually trace your route for. Oh no, that would be an extra day at the 20. But anyway, you know what you know exactly which way you're going. Excuse me. Now you also know that you could, measuring the distances and all that, you could get there in, let me do the calculation, you can move 5 spaces of 1 time, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost there in a day. It will be the next day when you arrive, but very early next day, if you can navigate the storm easily. So let's jump to the storm issue. In a strong wind, so this is just one below severe wind, so this is gonna be probably a bit of a rough one, but hopefully you're skilled enough to avoid any problems. You need to make a maneuver check against DC 12. A maneuver check actually is different from a navigation check. A maneuver check is the ship's dexterity modifier, which is a -1. The captain's half of the captain's proficiency bonus, which is what's your proficiency bonus? 5?
6.
6 now, so that's 3. So we're at 2, and your crew's proficiency bonus for everything. The unseen crew has a +2 bonus, so we're at 4, and you need to make a DC 12 maneuver check, holding the ship in place, like maneuvering through the waves and the strong wind.
Do I add, is it a wisdom check or?
No. This is what I said. It's
Okay.
Dex -1 for the ship, half your proficiency bonus, and the crew's proficiency. So what I'm implying here is that you
23.
23. All right. I will describe the situation. What I'm trying to say here is that during the first day, you realize that the unseen crew, though being very handy and they are not loud, they are not drinking up all the rum and all that. It's that they are not very skilled. You've seen better crews than the unseen. So maybe you can find a better crew if you have experts. They're not experts. And probably this is the same skill they utilize when, I don't know, laying bricks and that's not it. So a 23 is an easy go. The wind starts to get very strong. The sky becomes gray. You hear thunder very soon, rain starts to fall. And this is not a an easy storm. So I mean, it's not a deadly one, but still, something that you need to work your way through. The shift, the ship tilts and rocks as you navigate the waves, but you always cut in the middle, straight through the waves. Once you have the waves, crash against the face of the dragon figurehead, and they wash over, of course, the deck, but you manage to pull the ship through. And this is one day, so again, strong winds, heavy rain, thunder, and all that. The deep sea elf just remains calm and stands steady on the bay. Of course, holding on to something as the rocks and moves, but watches the rain falls on his face. And what do you guys do?
If I could rewind just a moment or two, I think it would hit Ko like 30 minutes before the storm. Are we going to just wait on the spell slaves? Are we going to have them go through the storm downstairs? Undecided.
Are you asking that?
Yes, to Mayra and Rax, and the new allied deep sea elf, and Lars. Sorry. You can rebuke me.
They're in a water-sealed location. They are probably in the safest place. If the ship goes down, we all go down, and we'll have bigger concerns than rescuing them.
I feel like Ko brings up a good bit of conversation, and in that I'm deeply conflicted about these spell slaves.
What's your confliction?
Well, I mean, they're relying with aboleths, right? So that's not good. They want to go back to the island where their slaves at, and we don't support slavery and all that. But is that their choice? But at the same time, if they're relying with the aboleths, is that now our enemy? I mean, let's be honest, the two of you, all of us, looking over at Lars, we're like way in, we were originally just going to go do this letter and get paid, but now we're all wrapped up in the aboleths, it's Morgoth, and all these spell slaves. I mean, what are we doing? What's the goal, and what's our group sort of motivation? I mean, the motivation is, it's survival, isn't it? But it goes beyond ourselves, because there's so much happening. But what's the course? Are we to destroy the aboleths? Are we heroes of the realm all of a sudden, doing all this great stuff? Or are we just gonna go get paid and then go about our lives and do all that? But like, what do we do? Do we kill these slaves, or do we let them live? I don't know what's the right thing to do, but I'm not a sort of cleric like Mayra is, and I don't have the, I don't live in the sea like Ko does. Ko, do you live in the sea? Like, look at Ko, like.
No, our kingdom is on an island that has sea access. So yes, sea was a part of it.
I would just like a bit of moral compass on what we're doing. Help me.
So Mayra, at the beginning of, as soon as she kind of, like within the first couple of sentences of Rax's existential crisis diatribe, is very focused on the ship and the fact that we're running into a storm and keeping us on course. So she kind of, as like I said, a couple of sentences in, she walks and goes back to the ship and is focused on getting everything ready and keeping her focus on there and whatnot, and is leaving Rax and Ko to kind of, and Lars, if whoever wants to be involved, is just like, all right, I have things to focus on here. She weighed in with her little her thoughts on the spell slaves, and she's like, okay, we're good, and going back to very much staying focused on the ship and keeping, navigated.
Oh,
is that the word? Navigated?
That, pointing back at Mayra, she's walking off. That. I'm asking real questions. Guys, what do you think?
Believe
Cole,
yes,
what do we kill?
thirsty. I can only hope for you to follow my advice and follow my mission in getting what you are. I am not aware of the goals of the sea, or about why you are heading to the centers. Also, I must admit and add that I am not aware of the nature of these slaves that you're talking about. I saw them on board being killed by giants, whom I followed. I even tried to save one of them before he was killed, or she was killed overboard on the main deck. But if you are without a goal in your life, there's nothing more you can do. There's no bigger good that you can do than to have liberate.
Well, let's talk about that. What do you mean liberate?
I mean, kill Morgar. It looks deep in all of your eyes. It ends with the like those three of them. Mara is not there. She looks over at Mara and is like pointing to all the sails and trying to navigate on her own in command. Once again, she looks at her and says, I think she's convinced.
Last time we met Morgar, we fled.
We are many riding on the backs, riding the backs of our gentle and yet powerful sea horses. Raising a war trident, riding trident to face our enemies, smashing with powerful determination to liberate our own kin who's been suppressed and used as nothing more than just flesh and meat for the necrotic that he gets really angry. The necrotic practices of Morgar.
Well, we don't.
Who chews them up and spits them out.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. I mean, I get why you'd be so upset.
And then it's still rain and thunder and lightning. And, lightning shines on the light of lightning just illuminates his angry face, and he says, there is much good to be done in our nation, and there is a goal to follow if you are without it. That's what I'm saying.
We had one, and that is against the Sahuagin, who are breeding around Santaros in great numbers, we hear.
I think those slaver half-dragons are more than capable of handling those Sahuagin themselves.
They are not. That's why they ask for our help.
Yeah.
The four of you.
Oh, we're a rather famous band. We've done incredible things. It's no surprise that they've called upon us to go and rid themselves of this pest infestation. Are these, the evil fish people?
We've dealt with them before.
Oh, please, do tell me about it. So he sits down on the bed floor on the main deck in a very elvish sitting position, which no name for now in English. And sits down, his knees in front. He sits on his ankles. I don't know what
crisscross applesauce.
Whatever you call it. It probably has a Japanese name as well. He sits down, and being an elf, we have time. Please tell your stories. And he's ready to listen to all your stories. But he's like, please sit down. Doesn't care about the bad surface or the rain falling. Even the ship rocking in the waves.
If we have time for a story, mate.
Yeah, the Co at this point would want to definitely voice up. Not now, since the storm is upon us. The Mara is strong and good at the sea. We need to help see this through. Rax, my opinion on the spell slaves. For now, I want to follow Mara's lead. They're safe. They're better off than they were, and we can talk about that when we don't have a storm to enjoy going through.
Oh, that's a nice way to put it. I do appreciate the direction. Thank you, Ko. I need that. Put my hand on Ko's shoulder and just hold it there for a second. I do need a bit of direction. Thank you.
That way. and to be fair too, you know, I would like to solve things too, but you know, problems in front of us and new allies too can be great in a war.
I understand you. I respect your dedication to your cause and to your new masters that you have chosen. And he stands up and bows. I will be introducing you to my people, because as I heard, we're not going to Sunterus and see the scales right now. I'm going to introduce you to the High Trident, the first Trident, and I hope he can convince you.
Excellent. That sounds exciting, as long as we make it through the storm.
No, he doesn't seem too worried about this, and looks at Mare, and it seems she handles very well.
We're good swimmers.
Look over at Lars, who can fly.
and is immune to lightning then?
It's like, this is great, guys. Yeah, get ready for the storm.
Anything we can do to help.
So I guess eventually we make it.
Yeah.
I don't want to assume, but we make it through the storm. Things kind of settle down. We're on course, and
so you have a day. You have a day to manage.
What was everyone saying? There were things that needed to be discussed.
You have a day to discuss whatever you want. I'm just telling you beforehand. I wanted to tell you that there's a storm. You almost reach your one tide. It's about 24 miles from the location of Starhaven. That's gonna happen next day. You know, you have a night, you have a morning, and midday-ish sort of. Next day you can arrive there. We roll for another location, and we roll for a random encounter. Oh my god! I almost forgot that. Can you please roll a? Let me roll that. Do you want to roll that?
I want to roll it.
Roll it.
Oh,
Yeah, volunteers.
If I can.
It's 17 or higher.
bad.
D100, right?
No, D20, 17 or higher.
Yeah, D20. D20. Oh, okay, so if... no.
Nope, nothing. It's just a step. Alright.
The storm settles down a bit, or?
Yeah, but it's a day, so I mean, the spellsters are in there. We'll talk about your course, your goals, whatever you can do so under the storm. I'm just telling you, you'll be good to sleep and all that. I mean, you know, it's a 24-hour period.
But Mayra needs to be awake for 24 hours managing the storm, because that's not possible.
Probably not.
There's no autopilot on a ship.
Yeah, well, that's what first mates are good for.
But yeah, Ko, I was gonna say, Ko and I can jump in there. We can
you
tag
can,
team.
but then you roll.
Well,
I'm just telling you, April. You see this ship being super beautiful, well crafted, very fantastic with all the magical implements on it, but you're missing a crew, right? So this rather the unseen crew is a bit of is lacking a couple of things, right? No repairs if needed, no first mate to jump in, and of course first mate needs to handle the crew, but yeah, no.
So they can't make repairs to the ship?
No, for that you would need a boatswain. you're now the captain and the quartermaster and the first mate in one person. You would need a boatswain, and if you want a better crew. But this crew does the job, but they are not so professional. You know?
Will they work if she's asleep?
They will work if she's asleep, but I would like to assume that she needs to be up late, you know, and she's very tired by the end of the day. Exactly because she can't hand the task over to anyone, or you guys can take over, but
we don't add our proficiency.
But you don't have a proficiency, so you don't add your half of your proficiency. Yeah, you have like you roll with a 1 and you need to re-roll. So DC 12 with a modifier of 1.
So staying up for 24 hours is
I wouldn't
not.
say 24 hours, but you could stay up for 24 hours, but it's really exhausting. But you stay up for like, I don't know, you're doing this for 16 hours in a row, you know, and then let's see the next day's weather, because if it's still, you know, windy and stuff, then
So if we take if we take dual shifts, right, with her resting, Ko and I kind of working together to steer and keep things on track, I can cast enhance ability each day.
But you have advantage because of the map already.
Right.
So
on navigation.
On navigation, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Just so we're not, you know, absolutely draining Mayra
Yes, you can,
each day, and I think they would want to
Let's
learn and listen. Or
if
I
you
don't know.
want
I don't want to assume Ko
Well-
would. I don't.
No, Ko would think about all the abilities that she needs to refresh and keeping
Right.
her ready for the fight whenever that pops up. That would be his big concern. So
Again, it's your
but she
decision.
just like go
There's
on
a
doing
risk.
things.
There's a risk there.
Yeah.
I'm also adding this beautiful deep sea album character. I'm just going to show you guys.
Yeah.
I created
What
to the
about
map.
the deep sea elf?
To the map. Oh no, he says I'm really not fit for this. I mean, I can help if you want me to. Also, he was very young.
Everybody pulls weight.
Hearing that, Ko would be quick to like work on food when food needs to happen.
You do the navigation, or the maneuvering. I go cook some food, ciao.
Yeah. Well, just when we have
I'll be
time.
downstairs cooking food.
Just when we have time. Definitely not during the storm. Maybe the run up here. You need a ration.
I think it's really heartfelt that Rax wants to join in to help, and Mara gets really tired. I would suppose. How long does your spell last?
Enhance ability?
Mm-hmm.
Great question.
6 hours ish? No.
Why?
Like
I mean, why is that important?
That's the evil DM.
All the decisions made at the beginning.
How long does the storm last? That's the important question.
That's the important thing, yeah, because I
24
certainly
hours.
wouldn't cast it if we're just going
All
straight.
day.
Like I can
All
see
day,
that
and let
we're
me-
still heading north.
All day, and let me roll another d20 to determine the next day's weather. Determine next day's weather. Ooh!
Hurricane.
Oh my god! That's so. You if you stand there, you can see the. Is this okay? It was gray before, now it's pitch black. You know, it's like super dark, and you see a volt of dark rain ahead with lightning and storm.
I could do this. We can do this.
Yeah. Yes,
Let
we
me
can.
light up a light. I'm getting really yellow.
We should tie everything down.
Yeah. Ko probably summons an echo to keep that way. If he gets thrown off, he can just swap to get back on deck. So you see an echo kind of just kind of meditative being there.
I think Rax is going to offer up a prayer before we head into the storm.
So April Mara sees the storm, you know, brewing even stronger and becoming more severe every hour as you approach. You know, this is morning time, but you're very, very tired, and you can see ahead it's going to be even worse. Again, what do you guys do?
I think Ko, at a moment, would try to find just some coffee beans to slip her, and like they're bitter, but they'll give you energy. Just chew on some coffee beans. It'll wake you up.
Yeah. So, I think one thing that Moira will do is, as a part of the prayer, you know, and she's thanking Kylie for demonstrating her strength and power, and the challenge of you know coming through on the sea's might, and she is casting bless at the moment when those times when as we're navigating through first the storm and then as the hurricane arises, she is casting bless to help with, you know, seeing us through the eye of the storm, and also using control water.
So please mind the time intervals, right? So these are 1 days. You know, your blast lasts like 1 minute. So
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Your
She's-
check covers a day's worth of effort to keep the ship sailing. And actually on speed, because if you fail the speed offs, let me check this again. She was at half speed. Yeah, so you keep pace. You are not slowing the ship down. During the first day, you're going through this strong wind and storm, you know, directly at Starhaven where it should be. Next day, early morning, and that's more of a flavor because, you know, next day you don't travel all day. It's just probably a couple of hours, maybe 1.5, 2 hours max in the storm, depending on. Actually, yeah, no, I'm not making you roll a check for the whole day because you just enter the storm when you stop. But again, you're very tired. It's, you know, it's you've been awake. Let's say we jump to we can go back in time, but at the point when the sun rises, which you can't really see, but it's not darkness anymore, not nighttime. You are, you know, in the mornings, you know, probably 4, 5, 6 a.m. and you are very tired. You kept the ship going all night, all day, while the others are sleeping, right? And then you still need a few more hours. That's where I'm trying to figure out if Rex joins in, Cole joins in.
I mean, I think I do whatever. I at least I'll speak for Rex. He's going to do whatever he can to help. If it's you know, helping, you know, her working, showing him how, like, okay, this is how we stay on course. Whatever that is, he's going to do anything that he can to help.
All right, cool.
Yeah, same thing. Whether she can just step away for a minute and me just literally hold the wheel steady, or just help the ship run better. Yeah.
Sure.
And
so they come up and see you being, they see Mary being very, very tired. Obviously, they know you haven't slept today. So they say you want to take over and help you out.
I think she's gonna have to make a judgment call that if she's the only one that can keep this on course and
doing it better than they do
through the hurricane, she's gonna force herself to stay away.
So you are a strong paladin who cannot be deterred from the task at hand. So you roll a Constitution saving throw of DC 12 for me, just to see if you get exhausted or you can do this.
All right, so we're doing a con check.
It's Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
DC 12.
So that would be one of the times that she would use bless, because she's recognizing that she's trying to push herself. So I will cast bless.
This again covers skipping the long rest part, but Kylie is kind enough to run to use the blast for the whole period.
Constitution, so +3. We're gonna do that. 4.
So charisma plus all of that piled on each other. You can take this and you can stay up 5 days in a row if you have to.
I was going to say, I know, sailors throughout history have battled through this. So, let's see. Okay, so I am making a Constitution saving throw, or not saving throw.
Saving throw.
It is a Constitution saving throw. Okay, sorry, I misunderstood that. I thought it was just a Constitution check. So that's going to add a +8 then. Did I do that right?
Easy. Just roll dice. If it's below 3, then we discuss what's going on.
Okay, it's gonna be a 26.
Yeah, they come up to, because they feel, they've slept, of course, through the storm and all that, but they are rested, sort of, and they come up to ease your suffering under the storm. And you're like, yeah, no, I'm good. And you can see that she's absolutely not straining this at all. So she's okay with this. Soon, the storm, it's morning, so you eat something. Again, what you guys do with the spell slaves, just, they students will start banging on the door. But it's been a day.
I'll bring them food.
Okay, well, when you open the door, they're like, have you made a decision on our... Have you made a decision on our fate?
I've made a decision about breakfast. How about that? This is for you.
Okay. Well, they are like, please let us know as soon as you...
We're getting to it. It takes time. These things take time. By the way, how do you feel about Mulgar?
You don't have any relation with Mulgar.
Oh, well, all right. Enjoy the eggs.
Thank you for this food. We really appreciate
it. Get back upstairs.
Oh.
We lost our dragon!
Oh my god.
No!
He was here a moment ago.
Yay!
Alright, so,
Did I drop?
yeah, you dropped.
Just for a split second.
So very soon, just to cut this shorter, very soon you have massive heavy storm. It's raining like crazy. There's lightning strikes. There's thunder everywhere. It's really the sea is at its showing its angriest face. The ship barely, is barely still. So Mary keeps the ship sort of stable, but it's probably better to wait with this meeting, you would say, and leave. You would not want to leave the ship in this storm, alone. That's what I'm saying. So this very kind guy, what was the name again? I'm sorry. I need to write this up here.
The elves?
Yeah, the elves.
It's I spelled it phonetically, so I don't know if the Ialish. Ialish.
What do I type here? Oh, such small letters. Oh my god. I will just do something. How do I do that? It's Ialish. That's say. Okay, so just for me for the future to remember. Yeah, so he turns to you and says, "There's a storm brewing above us. There's a more severe storm brewing our ocean. We are very near to Starhaven. We need to dive and swim to it. Are your mates capable of, are your companions capable of exploring the depths like we are? And should we go now, or do we want to wait?"
Who's here for this conversation?
Everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Just listening.
Koa just hit his little helmet thing. I'm good.
Are you asking if to stop and do a scouting trip of Arvenshay?
No, I'm asking if look, Starhaven is on the seabed, several thousand feet below us.
Oh, I understand.
We need
so
to dive into our hole.
So April needs to ask a question. Do we need to worry about depth and water pressure and crushing
Yeah.
surface dwelling humans, or do we just have to worry about
I tell you what. Yeah. Physics is physics. You need to, you need to calculate further. Except for if you have a swim speed. That's D&D.
Except for D&D.
Except for D&D rules. If you have a swim speed, you're good. Who has a swim speed? Who doesn't have a swim speed? Everybody has a swim speed. So I will interview Rex how he has a swim speed, but for the others I understand. And then you go down and you don't have to worry about this. There are certain, just for you to know, there are certain, of course, elements to underwater. So like, the crossbow only works at normal range, but it works. So a bow would not, a crossbow would. There are several weapons that work, like a trident, a dagger, a short sword. I'm just telling Cole that the swingy longsword, that's a no-no. That's a disadvantage on the attack rolls. Just remember that.
So,
Even with the swim speed.
Coke and headbutt him.
right.
Oh.
So we'll assume that Mayra has said this inappropriately, Mayra in character fashion. But I'm for the sake of brevity, I'm just gonna. I have Aura of Liberation as part of my oath, which any creatures. Man, can't wait to hit 18th level when this expands to 30 feet. Right now,
soon.
Anybody I choose within 10 feet, in addition to not being able to be grappled or restrained, they ignore penalties to movement and attacks while underwater. So particularly if Ko and I stay, if we're in melee and we stay close to each other, we're going to use some pack tactics.
Oh, yeah.
And we won't suffer penalties.
Tactics.
And sorry, underwater there's another layer is darkness. So there is a depth at a certain depth where it becomes obscured and heavily obscured. And
dark vision and obscurity of the environment is something we need to consider. But Mara is, and actually all of you are, maybe not Rex, but the rest of you, all of you are very familiar with that.
You asked a question about Rax's swim speed? Oh, I didn't know what the question was. You said I'll ask Rax about his swim speed.
Yeah, because I don't know where you have. Is this a class feature or?
Yeah, it's a class feature. As a ranger, it's the. Now I gotta remember what it's called. It is instead of choosing like a terrain. It's the explorer. Yeah, he's got a swim speed of 30. He has a swim and climb speed of 35.
Almost
a bit of a natural athlete.
And the fishing one.
and the water breathing?
It's got a cap of water breathing.
The cap. All right.
Cool can
Noise.
water breathe up to a certain. time limit? Or
I've got a cap also.
You're all capped.
I've got a
Magical
cap, and then I
cap.
can hold my breath for an hour.
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Not-
The
that's
helmet
not
just
gonna
kind of.
do. The helmet works. Rex has the helmet. Mara can breathe underwater just like Fromolars can. So yeah, you're all good. You're all set. Who has dark vision? Who doesn't have dark vision?
I have dark vision,
No
I
doubt.
don't have dark vision.
Yeah, okay, so
but I have the light cantrip.
And then my sword can light up also, so we can
That's
attract.
rad. That is
Yeah.
rad.
It's a nice.
And I have a drift globe.
Ooh.
from the drow. From the drow
No,
lends the parents.
Yeah. It's one of the. It's a little. I think we've used it before. It's this little sphere of thick glass, and it actually floats with you.
What's the range of the radius?
60 feet.
60. All right, because light is 20, as I remember, dim light 40, whatever. So dark vision starts at 60. Some have 120. I mean, 60 with the drift globe is going to be your normal range vision, actually from Rex at least. If anybody, does anyone have, just for me to prepare, does anyone have 120 dark vision?
Yes.
Dragon sees everything.
And the blind side 30.
Okay, that's good information. All right, so I'm prepared for you to take you underwater if you want.
And
But
sorry, we don't leave the ship
but the ship is,
in the storm.
if you leave
We
it
can't.
here,
I say
We can't leave the ship in the storm.
Makes sense.
so you either. Well, I'm not much of a ship guy myself as a DM. I don't even know, but probably if you like bring it to shorish sort of.
right?
Well,
In a cove or something, then yeah.
Myra, is there a way to stop the shit? I mean, the storm's going to pass.
The
right?
storm's gonna pass.
It doesn't-
That's another thing. Let me roll. Let me roll for the next days. See how this turns out. That's better. You guys
Where
can
is that?
predict weather with a survival check if you want.
I want. Let's.
What is the place that has the perpetual storm and it's a campaign setting? I can't. Anyway, this is so irrelevant. But it's like this massive whirlpool of this nightmare fuel. It's Kryn. Was in Dragonlance. There was like this non-stop massive storm. Anyway,
Yes. Yep. So with the 13, that's what I saw, right?
Yep.
You can predict that. You can predict for 2 days. That would be 15, 10, 15, 20, all the days every 5 of them. But for tomorrow, you can see it's gonna pass. You know, it's like you see these clouds and you say, okay, they are going to lose their weight and their water content very quickly, and maybe by the end of the day, it's gonna be clear skies and all nice. So that's what Fromolars can predict.
So we ride out the storm.
Wait. Do you?
Yes.
The deep sea elf is an elf. Again, I would like to emphasize that he doesn't care about waiting, time, and all that. He's very patient and he's ready to talk. Although he's excited or he's blooded by the idea. That's not the word. But he's enthusiastic about the idea of you joining in their fight, and maybe his master can convince you better than you can. And also he's very excited to hear that you've been called to Santoros to help with the war against the Sahuagin. So that means to him that's a proof of your potential, right? So that's how he presents this whole thing, and that's how he feels about himself. So yeah, it's an ugly, rainy, stormy day, but by the end of it, you go to sleep.
We didn't roll a check
Check for what? Random?
for the storm. I don't think we did. Mayra.
Oh yeah, please. I'm sorry. The
Okay, what am I
severe
rolling?
wind is a DC 15 maneuver check. You roll with a 4.
Okay, this is the maneuver check again, where I'm going to add +4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and
C15. This is the most hardcore, severe,
20.
alright, severe storm you have seen. You know, this is the thing. You know, you even have a name for it in your religion. You know that. But you ride this out easily. Again, the ship just jumps off of these huge waves and crashes into the water. And you actually tell everybody to move inside because this is not, this is, potentially you can be swept overboard and they move, hopefully. If you don't, you can roll your saves, but you should move that, and you tie yourselves. You tie yourself to the main mast in the front, or even the control deck or whatever, and you single-handedly control this ship with the unseen rod, the rod of the unseen and the control panel ahead of you, and you ride for 1 day until this is the circles, just basically circles. But I really love our random encounters, and the day is a day, so I need to roll one random encounter here.
Opportunity for loot.
Yeah, this is the player's perspective. Yeah, so it's just a very ugly, heavy storm, but you can handle the ship, and you ride the waves, and. Again, they go to sleep. Please roll the Constitution save. Second day, so I would say this is DC 14 instead of DC 12. Your Constitution save. Saving throw, please. And
I'm gonna because I haven't cast it yet. I'm gonna whenever she's gonna make that roll, I'm gonna enhance ability just so she gets advantage on it.
Guys, this is a long.
It's a roll. No, Gabi, it's a roll. You can. It's on your next roll. That's what it is.
It's a roll.
You're getting very tired, but you are a paladin who can walk the wastes of the abyss for a week if needed to.
Okay, so I can't use anything guidance or anything like that. Is what you're saying?
Tommy is a part DM here, and he's advocating.
I'm lobbying.
He's advocating and lobbying for your bot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
add up all that. It's a DC 14. You should be able to take it.
Okay.
While you make the roll, I tell you how it goes out. So again, this night.
Shit! That was a D8. Never mind. So that's a 12 plus 8. So
great. So you're not exhausted. You're standing there for the second day in a row. The rest of you, well, except for Omelar's probably, but maybe you go down and you take a nap. It's the second day, nastier. So you almost fall off from your bed. Or I imagine Cole being in his shell, like rolling all over the cabin floor, right, and crushing against the wall like 15 times during the night. But you kind of manage to sleep some. And you all wake up very, very tired, but still you had your long rest.
Yeah, we're professionals. Look at us. We're doing it.
Yeah, and you come over,
do.
to the main deck, and you can see Mara standing there like you left her, and the skies are. Beautiful.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I just want to finish the image that it's beautiful blue skies, a calm sea, and you have breakfast. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think when they come out, as soon as the storm has subsided, Mayra has and the sky's clear and the blue skies and everything. She kneels, and she has her holy symbol there. And as they come walking out on the deck, coming from upstairs, she turns around, and even though she's absolutely exhausted, there is this exhilaration that she feels, and having ridden through this. And as she sees them coming in, she turns around and looks at him and says, "This, Rax," and she looks over at Rax specifically. "This is what the power of the divine and nature is. And it is here to challenge and test because it knows of what we will face. And Kylie sent this to show us that we are ready and prepared. We can face Morgar. We can fight back the Sea Devils. We have both the power and the commitment and her blessing on our endeavors."
Firmless roars.
Blessed are her veins, says the deep sea elf.
Look around, and I think he would just nodding as Mayra's talking, and look over at the water and just say, "Thank you very much."
To Mayra or to nature?
He's just saying he's saying it out to nature. He's
Right.
saying it. He's just kind of like look because he doesn't know where to look. He's like, do I look at the water? Do I look at the sky? What do I do? So he's kind of like looking around and going, "Thank you for the test and for the strength. I'm grateful."
All right.
So we have some clear seas, open seas, and nothing happening, right?
Well,
Or that's what we understand at the moment.
You are hungry. It's the morning.
I go fishing.
The deep sea elf stands in front of you and says, "Are you ready to dive into the
Let me
sea?"
go fishing first.
And Mayra may need some sleep, and
I'm ready for a nap.
yeah, and we need to decide what we're totally doing with the ship. Do you have a place that we can store the ship?
What are we talking about storing in the ship?
As in a place to where we leave?
Oh, that's right. 'Cause we have to go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need sleep. I understand.
Before we go, also one thing I think we should do. If we're all the invisible crew, all the fellas watching up in the bird's nest and all that, all of us, I think we should give a hip hip hoorah to our captain who helped sail us through such a horrible thing. Because let's be honest, we could have all died terribly, impaled by pieces of wood. We could have drowned in the sea. We could have been picked apart by, I don't know, fish demons, something. Anything could have happened. Struck by lightning, you pick it. But our captain saw us through. So big thanks to Mayra and of course to Kylie as well.
The deep sea elf, in his own style, says, "Hooray!" and "Blessed," whatever, the grace of her deeds.
Looking at the deep sea elf, does he say it like that? Is he like, "Hooray"? or is he like pretty enthusiastic about it?
Bit elvish, I try to emphasize that he's a bit of an introvert and a patient and an outstander kind of, an elf. And he says, "Have breakfast and let's go."
Right. So I think Mayra would try to get things in a position. She's like, "I'm going to need to rest before we go in there."
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
And-
I appreciate all you did. Please go to rest. Go rest and.
But before she does that, she's gonna. Thank you very much. Before she does all that, she's gonna pull out the map, and looking around where we are.
Oh, I moved the marker there. Actually.
Yeah. So since we're going to have to looking for like a place and asking the elf if you're familiar with this area, we're looking for somewhere, perhaps a cove that we can leave, that we can dock the ship and keep there until we return.
he says the following. I need to look up the surroundings 1 sec.
There's some islands there.
No, wait. Tommy.
Thanks,
So
Tommy.
he says, where are we? Regions, that's where we're at. The Silent Pearls. So he says that I really wouldn't recommend going near the islands. They are inhabited by strange, water-walking, wingless harpies that resemble wretched human females who lure victims into their silent, watery graves with their mesmerizing dance. If
All
not
right.
if not them,
Maybe there's a button on the ship, some sort of lever we can pull to keep the ship in place. Mayra, you study these controls. And then we just dive down and go get to Arvin She and do all the introductions. Maybe we don't have to keep it, by the land. We keep it out at sea if it can stay in one place. Is there something on the ship that does that?
I don't know. Maybe we can sail it into the fortress and then turn the fortress into.
no, that's too small. He also adds that the occasional travelers on the islands are eaten by the two-headed giants that live there, who have successfully defied the enchantments of both the Abalats and the Harpies.
Well, I think that's out of the question, isn't it?
So we are looking for either somewhere secluded that we can dock the ship, or we're looking for someone who's potentially friendly that we can dock the ship in that space. Do you know of any such place in this area? Otherwise, we enter the ship at sea and we take our chances.
I think in calm weather, you can leave like today. He doesn't look around. It's beautiful, shining. You can leave the ship floating here. Obviously, it will. I'm telling you in brackets. It will obviously shift away a couple of miles, but you will be able to swim to it and board it again.
We have an
Always a
anchor.
question.
We have an anchor. We have an anchor.
I didn't think about an anchor.
Yeah.
Well, no, we have an anchor token.
Oh yeah. What does that do?
Oh,
I don't know.
Well, it's an anchor, isn't it?
yeah.
Now would be a good time to find out, to sit there and,
You should know it's a feather token. I mean, you do know.
Can't be moved. That's what it does.
There's the launch token on a boat or ship. For the next 24 hours, the vessel can't be moved by any means. Touching the token ends the effect. That's that. So.
Yeah, perfect
Right.
item.
Stay.
The token. 1 sec. The token disappears.
It's
So
consumable.
it's a consumable item. What I'm
Right.
saying is that now for 24 hours, this is early morning for the day, you don't need the token to have the ship floating. Otherwise, he says, there is a certain individual who could be of assistance, but I'm not familiar, and it's quite far away. His name is Count Bafaraz, and he lives at the very near to Cyclone Peak, at the western edge of Silent Pearls. He has a castle there, and maybe you can dock your ship with the Count. But again, all I heard was stories about Count Bafaraz, and I'm not familiar with him at all. That's the closest settlement, something that resembles a settlement, like a human settlement, over on land. But again, until there's a storm, your ship is safe here.
There's two things you said that make me immediately not want to do that option. Number one, far away. Number two, Count. Both of those sound bad to me.
Count Bufferaz's fort is about a day's travel by ship. It would be swimming. I mean, he does swimming, right? So, I mean, swimming would take us 5 days, probably.
Cool, nice. I mean, let's be honest. We're not trying to live in Arvin She, right? We're going to go down. We're going to do the handshakes, get the info, and get back to the boat.
Exactly. And we should be able to do that within a day. So the ship should be here for fine for now. The crew can hold it steady. They should, and we can go ahead and after I get some rest.
Okay, so you go to rest during the day. It's during the day. It's maybe it's not even strange for you, but you're very tired, so you go to sleep very fast. You wake up. It's midday already. Probably early afternoonish. The weather is still clear. You have some food, and the elf, just the deep sea elf just stands again in front of you and says, "Are you ready to dive?"
Absolutely.
Narrative rewind just before Mayor gets on deck. Rax,
What's that?
we need a name. I've been thinking and I can't come with anything good. Hurricane Riders? That's all I've got.
We only did that one time.
But Mara did all the hard work, but we still rode the hurricane. I mean, that's impressive.
Man, we spent so much time on the water. Maybe something of the sea.
I've tried that, but nothing works too good for me.
Not chicken of the sea, only not that.
Well, yeah. I mean, chickens are pretty awesome.
No, I'm not going down a chicken road. I'm just saying something better than that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Chicken Road's closed. They shut it down last week.
Okay, good.
Not available to us.
We're
not the sea devils because that's what the fish people call themselves.
correct.
We're the swords of the sea, eh? Swords of the ocean. We're the tempest, eh?
Now, Tempest is a good one.
Yeah,
So
we're the tempest riders.
The Tempest Riders. So
Yeah.
I've always thought that too. You need to worry about the acrostic because you don't want the letters of
What's
each.
an acrostic?
It's the
What's
first
that?
letter of each word. If that becomes another word, you don't want that to be a bad word. You want that to
Wait
be
a
a good.
minute.
Huh?
So you're saying if we wrote it out,
Yeah.
we have to make sure it is not something that it looks bad
Yeah.
when you read it the wrong way.
Right. Because you wouldn't want them to like chant the acrostic and it be bad.
And you don't want it to rhyme with anything that you don't want it to rhyme with.
Correct. I mean, like
I had that bit of a problem in school.
Was it your name?
Well, not that I really went to a school per se, but I did get picked on quite a bit for my name when I was young. But you don't, and you don't want it to be a bad word in someone else's language, right?
This is true too, and we don't.
There's a lot of things to consider here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I feel conflicted. God, that seems to be a common state these days.
Yeah.
We should definitely have a way if we're going to go make some royalty.
Well,
a way to identify. Where's the dragon at? Look around for Lars. Is Lars here?
Yeah.
Hey, come on. We need a name. Yeah, it's time. Time to pick it before we have to introduce ourselves and not give a 5-minute. Oh, my name was Mayra, Deep Scar Abyss of the Holy this and that. My name's Cole but that would just be like one big name.
Yeah.
That makes sense for all of us.
Our group name.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts?
Like the Tempest Death Dealers. It might be too intense.
Tempest TDD?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Or fish gutters. Huh? Something it strikes a bit. Well, that's the thing. Do we want to strike fear into them?
I like gutting fish.
Yeah, I do too. But it's not a very nice name.
Well, and it doesn't strike fear. I mean, everybody gets a fish.
True.
We need something with a little more pizzazz, a little more punch.
What have we done? We've defeated the fish people, right? We all got liberated.
See, I've thought about liberate, and I've thought about freedom, and if we put you could do freedom of the wave, but that really doesn't mean anything, and it would be foe. You could almost kind of say it like foe, like low, but foe. And you got liberation of the wave because we're liberating.
Maybe when we get down there.
Oh, okay.
Maybe when we arrive, we told him, look, we're going to need some time before we do these introductions because we've got to figure some stuff out, including our name, how it looks when it's written down. And I'll be honest with you, I can't properly read well.
That's okay.
So
Well,
don't put me in charge of the cross stitch because I don't know how to do it.
That's fine. We'll make sure. But you're the creative one. Like Mayra's
No,
just.
I'm a bit of an innie. No,
You're
I'm not a creative one. I'm a bit of an innie.
But you put those expressions. The book you gave me. I mean, like it's so good.
Yeah,
I've been
I didn't
reading.
write them.
Nothing sticks in, but I've been reading it. So we're handling this just like how we're handling the spell slaves, right? We're just pushing it off to later.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's what we're doing.
It is a plan at least.
But it's intentional. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna think about it while we're swimming. And
Hey, we have the swim time. We have the swim time.
Yeah. We'll just
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel somewhat better, but still worried.
I'll do too. Or say this. Let's do it this way. This is always best. When you get right in a bit of a situation, just say the first thing that comes out of your mouth. And that's what we'll all get tattooed.
They won't like that, though. I understand, but she won't like that.
But we should all do it at the same time. We count to 3. Everybody says the first thing that comes out of their mouth. And that's the name.
I like it, but I might not say anything, Rax. It may be all on you in that moment.
That's your loss, isn't it?
It's true. Okay.
We'll figure it out. I have faith in us. I've got faith in us.
Plan A, B, and C, and none of them sound good, but at least we have them.
I think
Maybe we take on what Kylie has a bit of a name, right?
I wonder
Something to
about
do
that.
with nature. Where's Mayra and all this? It's like,
I was just saying, Mayra comes walking up on deck and has heard them like as she's coming up the stairs, and so she kind of moves next to Lars, and who I don't think she's heard his voice. So Mayra kind of just moves over to Lars and, what are they? How long have they been talking?
Too long. It's pointless. They should call us by our own names and the ones we've earned so far.
Oh, this is about we should have a collective name. I see.
I say we leave it to the bards, who will sing our songs and write about our deeds.
oh, that's quite a brilliant idea.
Now you need to find the bard.
So we should. What you're saying?
Where was that ship? Where was that ship without parts?
Hire a bard.
That would be great.
Right,
That's
Rax
what we
takes it
roll.
and he's like, "Oh, good idea, Lars. Now we need to go find a bard."
That's what we
That's
roll
the
for the
mission.
random encounter. I'm rolling in.
So you decide on hiring the next bard you meet, and you task to create a name for you, come up with a name for you. And the deep sea elf, once you walk up to the main deck, Mary arrives to the main deck. Again, he stands in front of you and says, "You are well rested, ready to dive. It's been too long above sea, for me at least." He walks over the rails and just jumps into the water.
Right, let's go. Let's leave him. No, I'm kidding.
Let's go find that part
Quick,
ship.
go.
Now the real party starts. Oh.
So he dives in.
Right, following.
We follow. Right.
You all jump over the rails or fly over the rails and jump into the water, and you can see the ship if you look back from below, and then you follow the deep sea elf, who obviously first you can see that he's finding his way. He's looking for. I mean, he's first of all he swims deep. You're past 1,000 feet depth when he stars in the dark, when he stays close to you, and you try to all stay close. You have the drift globe swimming in the middle of your group, basically illuminating a 60 feet radius, and he swims very close to the bottom of the sea, which is exactly 1,400 feet at this place, which is, again, just to emphasize, a deep, very, very, very deep dive. So normal people don't come here, right? So this is a very hostile, cold. You feel cold. It's dark. It's cold, and you swim in this very, very close to the bottom, where there's this murky water around you. You can see strange fish, very white and very, very strange. Some flora here and there, underwater plants, and soon well, I have a conflict with the 60 feet of vision. Soon he basically swims close to this bulge of land. Protrusion, yeah, from the seabed, which is covered in, what was the name for that in English?
Barnacles?
Barnacles, yeah, barnacles, and he swims above it. And let's suppose you guys can let's suppose you guys have an overview of the entire location, which I'm going to show you in a moment, which is in your drift globe's light, and let's say the extra 60 feet dim light that it provides in 120 feet radius of light, standing or like floating right above it, you can make out the shape of a giant starfish below you, very, very well hidden, and very it's like camouflaged almost on the seabed. Starhaven is a squat fort built on top of the starfish. So there is an immense size starfish, and on the top of it there are buildings on its arms. So Starhaven is a squat fort built on top of a starfish of immense size and constructed of giant coral stems located at a depth of 1,400 feet. The fort is composed of several structures that are connected by walk-through seaweed tunnels that you can see between these rooms or buildings that are on top of the starfish, which is alive, right? So this is crawling slowly in the light as it recognizes the light. The fort is composed of several structures that are connected by walk-through seaweed tunnels, allowing the starfish to move its appendages and travel unhindered on the seabed. The buildings are well hidden by a layer of barnacles cultivated to blend into the hue of the starfish and the sea bottom underneath. It is almost impossible to make out the starfish and its structures. It's about 15 feet. All structures are about 15 feet tall, but you don't see any light coming out from them. These seaweed tunnels are open, so it's like a curtain of seaweed that you can swim inside, right?
No, they're open between the rooms. There's no doors, that's what it means.
Yeah, okay. Yep.
I've got a sword. There's always a door.
Okay, so as you move, so if you imagine this scene that in the darkness this drift globe just radiates its light all over, illuminates this gigantic starfish below you with these buildings on top. You can see the whole structure and you can see that 6 shapes are moving towards you. These are other knights of Arvensh. You can recognize them from their armor, riding giant seahorses.
Show a picture.
Yeah,
Who am I swimming next to? Just curious.
Like all of you are within 5-10 feet of each other.
I think he would tap Ko on the shoulder when we see the starfish
Yeah.
and just go. Like he's very excited.
Communications is a problem here. You can see the knight.
Oh yeah.
So these knights.
Mayra turns back and goes, I agree.
They swim one circle around you and raise their tridents to their brother, to the sea knight that the deep sea knight who's traveling with you, of course without the sea fish, and all of them, they all take you.
They blow a horn.
Only if they are not accompanied.
Oh, okay, yeah,
by
right.
an ally, yeah. So they have some conch horns on their sides, obviously, for some use. But soon, I just want to check, Tom, if you can help me out. Which room is the air?
Sure, it's the top one with the.
Oh, the yellow one, yeah. So they soon swim into the seaweed, connecting.
Oh, there's a door again.
Where?
The bottom. You don't swim into the seaweed. Those are tunnels.
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry. So they all take you to the bottom here. I'm trying to show you. Yeah, there where Tony shows you. And they open these huge gates, and they all swim in. Actually, not all of them. Like there are 6 of them. 3 of them swims in, and 3 of them stays out. And your companion, the deep sea elf, who took you here the night you came with, he also swims and gestures to follow him, for you to follow him. So this area is. I need to find my way in the map. So this is number 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, I'm going to tell you in a moment. See number 1. So they don't really stop, I think, but take you to the most northern arm with the yellow lights. But this is a grand gate that opens to a large chamber where is this the stables?
Yep.
Where the knight's giant seahorses rest between scouting and hunting missions. The animals feed tangles of kelp and bunches of sea cucumbers. The animals feed tangles of kelp and bunches of sea cucumbers are assembled in throws in the chamber's corner.
Are there any sea urchins within reach?
Sea cucumber and seaweed only. I'm sorry. So as they wave, they open the door to the northern section of the central building, and you can see a large hall that features a gigantic table assembled from colorful live corals, capable of seating 20 people at a time. The walls are set with dazzling mosaics constructed from shells of various colors, depicting the city of Arvenshi in its former glory, peaceful scenes of bliss, and pictures of calm seas and gentle waves. A large nautilus shell rests on the head of the table on a small mithril serving plate. The northern passageway is sealed airtight with a veil made from fish leathers. Okay, so there's a conch horn, it's on the image as well. So this is a table, sort of, with seatings. And they still wait for you to follow. And your knight just swims. Dorentil is here?
Somewhere.
He's in. I've seen his image. We should be we should come to the 3rd place. No, it's okay. They take you to the air area. So you swim to the chamber of air to the north, the yellow one. If you can show, please do so. You swim through this CV tunnel, and you swim into a chamber which is air and watertight, serving as a comfortable guest suite. It is furnished with several bunk beds, a large table surrounded by chairs, a sofa, and a cupboard. The furniture pieces showcase an eclectic style that stands out from the underwater surroundings of the rest of Starhaven. These items have been collected over the years from Santos. This is an air room, so there is air. So as you swim in, you walk into air through these leathery giant fish leathery voles that you just go through, and with a bit of a splash of water you arrive into this room with air in it, so you can talk and you can breathe. And it looks just like from the surface, so very very surface furniture everywhere. Your knight friend says, he says, please be seated and be patient. I will ask for the first trident to arrive.
Mayra,
Yes.
don't you have sort of an official position with these people?
No.
But I thought you... Right. Do they like Tritons?
Do they like...
Who doesn't?
Right.
My people are the best and most honorable and most noble. Who does not appreciate our presence?
Right.
They like Mayra. They brought back, she brought back their kindred.
I mean, she did work a miracle. Well, with Kylie's help and blessing, of course.
Well, what you saying that as the trip down, and I spent most of my time thinking, what if our name would be Kylie's Embrace? Because she can embrace you with, the violence of the sea and the warmth of the sea. And to the people here, we are bringing both those things.
Is that dangerous, taking on the name of a deity and our own, identification?
Appropriately dangerous, I think, for the paladin that we walk with. And I've seen her mercies several times.
Yeah. Very merciful, Mayra.
I don't know, but that was
But we're merciful Mayra's merry band of mischievous miscreants.
M to the 6th power?
I mean, that looks good on a cross stitch, eh?
Your pursuit of poetry and capturing what we do in tale and song, I don't pretend to understand. I agree with Lars that it is the province of storytellers and bard. We are not an adventuring company or a group of mercenaries that offer our services, that we need to put up notices in town to offer out. So I do not understand this team name. I am, if that is what you wish to discuss and decide, though I do, as I said, I do not understand why this is such a point of interest. But in any case, hopefully the first trident will arrive soon and we can learn more.
And then they step in. It's a small group of creatures or people that step in. First of all, it's Torrent who is a smiley, green armored knight, deep sea elven knight, same blue tone of skin and green hair, followed by 2 of his knights and the knight who you have revived. and also a half-orc lady who walks in with two short spears, not in hand, but behind her, like talking to her into their holsters. She walks in as the last of them, like behind the other four, and
as they come in, whispering to Ko, I think we do need a team name.
I agree. I'll talk to Mayra more. For so many reasons.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We're the creative types.
For sure.
So, Dorian Theobald bows gently and slowly and says, "What fortunate ties brought you to the last remaining bastion of our people? We are the ones who keep Arvenshi's memory intact and hasten the day when our kin can finally be free of the vile Kraken's dominion. We are the last knights of Arvenshi. Why have you come to Starhaven, and what can you do to aid our cause?" And I think you can answer this question in the next session. You need to think what you say. I would like to ask about your takeaways from today's session and what you think of the scenario unfolding here.
I think for Mayra, even though there was still quite a bit of activity, so they really haven't had a chance to discuss her change in heart that'll come. But she definitely puts Morgar and the liberation of Arvenshi. I think for Mayra, the shift in priorities, where she, having discovered the Knights of Arvenshi and their cause, and particularly with Morgar, especially since there's now rumblings that Morgar is on the move, that there is a threat and an opportunity to liberate a people that have been subjugated for hundreds and hundreds of years. So that if things have to be prioritized, like what are we going to do first, this would definitely be more important to her than going and helping some, even though the Sahuagin and fighting them and beating them back is certainly important, she's also kind of like, okay, you slave trade people, y'all can go manage that yourselves, and we'll get to it eventually when it actually becomes a threat to people who matter.
And also, this is sort of a stuff of legend for your people, the story of Arvenshi, thousands of years of ancient legends that all surround the sorrow that comes from this story, and all these feelings that come up when these tales have been told to you as a young Triton lady.
Absolutely.
All right. Joe?
Yeah, for me, it's the same thing. Rax made the comment about what are we doing, right? Because on the one hand, he's like, we have this invitation, and I thought that, but now this and this, which, what a cool thing to happen, that as you're going to do this one thing that seems like, yeah, that's the easy thing to do. We've got that you have these layers of, really moral questions that come into it, and these branching adventure paths. So, I think he definitely just wanted some serious direction on which way are we heading. But I really like the fact that now we seem to be shifting focus. And it's interesting because for me, it was very unexpected. And I don't know that it would have happened. Well, I mean, maybe it would have, who knows, if April hadn't resurrected the sea elf.
Exactly, yeah.
And now all of a sudden, boom, branching adventure path. It's very cool.
Mm-hmm. New places. Oh my goodness. Why would we leave an awesome ship to go to a whole nother place? Oh yeah, allies and new areas, and the starfish is just so much fun. Like,
yeah,
what sea beast would you want? Like a giant starfish that you can just like hang on. That's awesome. Ko would be so excited about learning a whole new way of fighting too. It's like, wait, these are knights that are trained. Like I could pick up a trick or two. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, definitely. So heavy duty fighters. Tony?
I really enjoyed the storm situation. It's great when the dice come out and you roll a 20 for the storm, and
Yeah.
it also added a whole level to introducing naval stuff and how that works and what kind of roles we need to do, and that it can be a serious thing if you can't pilot the ship.
But she handles it super well.
But that was some good rolls.
Yeah.
You don't know that, She does it well. You trust her.
She does it well. She's so good at it.
She's so good at it.
Natural cat. I do think it would have been funny if we had, if the sea elves had asked us underwater in their very clear way of being able to speak to go, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
And then we take that time to suddenly introduce ourselves as a group, but it comes out.
You know what? That raises a question: how do these underwater species speak to each other? Anyway, that's the physics of D&D. I would have loved to see Rex taking over the ship controls and fumbling it while Mary's sleeping and sinking the ship.
It's gonna happen. I mean, we're going back. I hope Ko and Rax will end up doing something bad to the ship.
Is there a way to go backwards?
It was really fun, and I'm really looking forward to see where you come on diplomatic terms with these knights and how the story progresses. I'm pretty sure we will see more Gar again sooner or later.
Sooner than later.
It seems Mara is
The hero of our tale.
No, so she's really dedicated, and these guys are very dedicated, and if these two meet, then I don't know what Rex and Ko and Feromars can do about it. So yeah, I would like to thank everyone for watching. Thanks to John and April and Joe from Twice the Dice for being with us on this perilous journey. Please visit their channel where they play Crown of the Oathbreaker, which is again the channel is called Twice the Dice. Please check out elderbrain.com if you're interested in Torrents of the Spellhoarder and or Crown of the Oathbreaker, and catch us on Discord please, where we have lots of fans, lots of fan content, lots of discussions, and the quickest update on all of our announcements. Please also like and subscribe to keep track of our future sessions, and please comment on this and other videos if you have anything to add. Hey doggy, thank you so much for being with us. See you next time.
See you guys.
Bye bye.
Later.